A very good morning, everybody, and welcome to County Clare. We are live in Ennis Island for the World Championships. Myself and former world finalist Tony Holgate with you on a Monday morning, which feels a little bit different to our usual Monday night pool. And it should be an incredible day. The reason for our early start today, we're usually with you 6 o'clock every night, every week, every single Monday, but this is a little bit special. We're here for the World Championships. We're here today for the World Team Shootout. It is always such a brilliant event, Tony. Shootout pool already doesn't need much spicing up. It's always fantastic to watch. But when you sort of fuse it with the madness that is team pool, it takes on a whole new identity, doesn't it? And it becomes this event that we've seen for the last few years, which is one of the best events to watch all year.
I love it. It's my favourite event, shootout. We've got the match clock, there's 40 minutes. Players have no time to think. And when you get into the last 10 minutes of a match and they're playing at 15 seconds a shot, pandemonium just strikes in the arena. It's fantastic. I love it.
It really does. And pandemonium is a really, really good word to use. We've already seen some early rounds of the shootout over the last sort of week or so, and you can see how the shootout has taken its toll as Tony's already starting to lose his voice, and we've still got a second week to come. But we've already seen some madness. We'll see 4 quarterfinals for the men's event. We'll then see 2 semi-finals from the women's event. Come back this evening. We'll see the final, 2 semis, and the final to round off the day, and we'll see 2 World Shootout champions crowned by the end of the evening. Talk about that pandemonium though, and we'll talk about the sort of early rounds. We've got England-Morocco first up, but both of these sides, well, Morocco had to endure a really, really gruelling match. That most teams, apart from England today, have already had to win a match. They've already come through the gauntlet, survive one, and there was plenty of drama on that day, wasn't there?
Unbelievable. I think Morocco are an underestimated team. England, they're serene. They've been multiple world champions, not a shootout champion, but they've got such a classy side. But I'll tell you what, Morocco will bring the noise, and I'll tell you what, they're a very, very good team.
They certainly are, and it's interesting you bring up that dynamic with England, because I think that's definitely a talking point. Because England, historically in the World Team Championships, are the nation. They've won it more times than anybody else, by quite a long way as well. We've had 3 World Team Shootouts, and England have not really been close in any of them.
No.
So we've had Ireland win it, we've had Northern Ireland win it, and last year we had Wales. Could this year be England's year?
Oh, on Irish soil, with that team still in it. I'll tell you what, that third match later today is the eye catcher for me, Ireland-Malta. I'll tell you what, get your earplugs ready.
Yeah, we will need them for sure. Just running you through the quarterfinal lineup very quickly. We'll start with England versus Morocco. We've then got the defending champions, Wales. They take on Australia in our second quarterfinal. We'll then see that match that Tony talked about, and it will be a belter. To repeat, actually, the 2022 final, Ireland versus Malta. Malta have been to all 3 shootout finals. They've yet to win one. They are desperate to get their hands on that trophy. And we'll round out the men's quarterfinals with France against Northern Ireland, 2023's champions. So that's how it's going to work. 40 minutes on the match clock, sets of players, each player 1 frame pool. You played team pool for years and years and years, captain of Ireland and all the rest of it, Tony. Why is 1 frame pool so different to anything else compared to normal match play that we see? Even on the Monday nights, it's short, but it's still match play. For those who've not seen it before, why is team pool so different? Why has it got that X factor?
The thing with 1 frame pool, and when you play for your teammates, you come out, and instead of, if you're playing a singles match, you're playing and you think, well, I'll play that shot. I've got plenty of time to settle. You've got no time to settle 1 frame pool. Not only that, and for me, the big thing, you've got all your teammates' hopes and dreams resting on your shoulder, playing 1 shot into a corner pocket, let's say, under huge pressure, and then you know they're behind you. You feel the presence of them all staring into the back of your head. Do not miss.
Well, it feels like it actually, that phrase, pressure creates diamonds. I feel like there's players who play for teams who play to a level that they almost can't reach individually.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, for me personally, if you miss a bad ball on a 1 frame game and you know your team's behind you and they say, oh, look, unlucky, don't worry about it, you know they hate you. They hate you, and they lie. It's true, honestly. No, there's no more pressure than 1 frame pool, especially on the, we've got 30 seconds to shot, not the normal 45.
Yeah.
And then when we get down that last 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Oh, it's unbelievable. It's brilliant.
It will be relentless. We've got golden breaks and golden ducks in play. The 6 red shootout is here as well, should any teams finish level after the 40 minutes. Welcome to the World Team Shootout. It's absolutely brilliant. We've got 4 men's quarterfinals, as we say, to start the show today. We'll talk more about the women's semi-finals when we get a little bit closer to them towards the back end of the afternoon. But it's a pleasure to have your company, and when we come back, our first match is live. It's England versus Morocco next. Well, welcome to the World Team Shootout. Carl Sutton, last year's world finalist, is in the house for England. It is England versus Morocco to start us off this morning. Oussama Maskini, the small tiger, awaits in the chair for Morocco. Carl Sutton breaking off. Stephen Jameson and former world finalist Tony Holgate with you all day long here on this beautiful Monday in Ennis, County Clare, Ireland at the World Championships. Before we get properly started, as Carl Sutton hits a brilliant break to kick things off for England, we should shout out yesterday's champions in the IEPF World Masters. A huge congratulations to South Africa's Tasneem Solomons, who took down the women's title, and to Northern Ireland's Gary Clark, an IEPF World Master for the very first time. Incredible result there for Gary. Very late last night. But this is the setup. It's 1 frame pull, 40 minutes, as you can see, ticking down on the match clock. 30 seconds a shot to start us off. It's international rules. It's the same rules you see every single Monday night. Pick your colour set, pot your balls, pot the 8 ball, get a frame. 8 of those will get you the win in this 40-minute match. But in 40 minutes, an 8-frame win is quite difficult to achieve, Tony. That match clock is very, very alive, right from the gun here in the quarterfinals. Yeah, I think did we see 2? I think Malta got to 8 in the first round. I'm not sure. I think France might have done against India as well. But yeah, I mean, what an incredible break, by the way, Carl Sutton, the opening frame. This is perfect. You want to start off as strong as you possibly can. And that's probably you're not going to see a better split than that all day, I wouldn't have thought. It did come out beautifully for him, didn't it? He still has a little bit of work to do, actually, because I think he's finished slightly off angle on this yellow to the middle. He wanted to come up the table, and I think his angle is taking him down. Well, and it's forced to miss. We always say, no matter how good the split is, you've always got to play good shots, and falling the wrong side of an angle is no good for Carl Sutton there. So here comes the small tiger, Oussama Maskini, and you've been here all week watching this World Championship so far, Tony, and I know from watching plenty of the coverage that you've been really impressed with Oussama this week. Oh, he's a great player. Never looks flustered or nervous. His finishing, well, he's been out of this world, you know, by far and away, head and shoulders, the best player from Morocco. Is that going to reach the cushion? Yes, it is. Yeah, he's okay. But yeah, we've seen him in the team. We've seen him in the singles, in the Masters. Yeah, ran well. Quarterfinals, I think, before being eliminated by Sean Storey, the eventual finalist, defeated by Gary Clark. Loss a turn coming up and hide the white. Is that the plan here for Oussama? Just checks his time. It's a tight plant if he wants to play the loss of turn. So he's just going to play the snooker. Probably the wise decision. The issue is, Carl actually played a very good shot there. He was trying to kick it in, obviously. And actually, the yellow just coming across where it has created a bit of a problem for Oussama. So he's not going to go. He's going to take his time. And every time there's an exchange like this, it's not just nervous for the players in the arena. Their teammates are on edge as well because they know that match clock just starts to eke away. Absolutely. Carl will be disappointed because after that split with the opening break, you look at the table, you think, well, that's 1-0 England. You know, and what a player Carl Sutton is. Like you said, he was. Well, his record for England is incredible as well. He is. We talked about these World Championships. Yeah, we talked in the intro, didn't we, about how certain players raise their level when playing for their country. I think Carl's one of them. I think we saw it when he's run to the World Final last night. Obviously, that's an individual event, but he played in his England shirt. It genuinely means so much to him to play in that top, and he becomes a different player, a different animal. I totally agree. He knows more about Monday night's than just about anybody else.
That could be ball in hand. It is.
That changes things for 𝗏𝗏. Can he get that red out? That's the biggest challenge for him. But if that red comes out, Morocco are massive favourites to win this frame. 𝗏𝗏 was looking to shave the edge of that yellow. Didn't quite manage to do it.
Oh, a lovely shot there from 𝗏𝗏. Out comes the red. And just look at what 𝗏𝗏 has been presented with.
Yeah, great chance. A really good chance. Chance he's taken out so many times.
Another very good shot. Held the cue ball on top of that yellow, and now everything is open for 𝗏𝗏. And this could rock England. I know it's early doors, but that should have really have been a breaking out from Carl Sutton.
And also as well, in a team dynamic, Tony, what both teams have done here, you feel like, is they've put their gun player in first, their number one, their Mr. Reliable. 𝗏𝗏's been here all week from Morocco, and Carl Sutton is England's player. If they need to win a frame, they send out Carl Sutton. In terms of the team confidence, does it take that little hit if you see your star player lose the opening frame, and not just lose it by just getting beat, which of course can happen if you don't get to the table, but sort of throwing it away a little bit?
Yeah, you look at the England side, and for the most part, you know, they've got a really strong backbone. You know, you've got the likes of Carl Sutton, Giuseppe's been there for years. But there's, you know, when you bring new players in every year, as they do change, they trial and get in there. If the big boys go down and you start to rely on the new players, and it can filter through the team. And what a good shot there, by the way, from 𝗏𝗏. Yeah. Superb performance.
Yeah, fantastic. It is a different looking England team this year for sure. And Simon 𝗏𝗏 starts the party for Morocco. There they are on the sidelines. This match gets close. Don't expect them to remain seated for all that much longer. Mike King in for England. I think that's a bit of a message as well, that he's sort of seen as their number two player. He himself has been in wonderful form this week as 𝗏𝗏. He's looked really, really good.
Yeah, yesterday playing Gary Bracken in the Masters singles. And I'll tell you what, I don't think he missed a ball. If he did, it was like one ball. But what happened to poor Mike King yesterday, in the middle of that match, he had 4 dry breaks in a row. And that cost him in the end, because I'll tell you what, the way he was playing, he could have been where Gary Clark was last night.
Yeah, he could have. He was playing well enough. And we both spoke to him a little bit earlier. He was the first man in the England team down to sort of check out the arena and make sure he was comfortable. We had a little chat with him as he took in the sights and sounds here in Ennis. And yeah, the thing that impressed me the most was his attitude to it all. He said he didn't change his break. He's been breaking so well all week, didn't change it. It went dry for him 4 times in a row, but he said, you know, you've got to trust the process. Yeah. He said me, well, all week, I know that'll turn around. It's just a bit of bad timing. I know I'm playing well enough to, if it falls my way. And that's the sign of a really elite mentality in this game. It's so easy to tell yourself that, but when he said it, I believed him. You know, when you believe that you're ready to win, if it falls your way, then you're ready to play your best stuff. And that's the mentality that all the elite players have. Yeah. And Mike King seems to have it this week.
Yeah, if you're playing badly, it's almost sometimes as if you don't want the chances to be presented to you. You just want to get battered off the table. Because if you're low in confidence, you start thinking you're going to miss. But when you're at the peak of your playing and in huge form, you're not scared of any pot. You don't care. You back yourself to pot the lot. And Mike King is really in that good place where he feels if he gets his hand on the table, he's going to win the frame. But the problem is here, Morocco don't seem to be wanting to let Mike King have his hand on the table.
They absolutely do not. As is their right. It's Amin Hazelmat who is at the table at the moment.
Morocco have really come out the blocks this morning.
There is, as always, at the World Championships, plenty of activity in the background. Some singles play going on in the under-23s, I think, at the moment. Some local players being well represented here. Plenty of support for the Irish and indeed the Northern Irish here in Ennis. But Amin looks really good here. And this would be a statement finish. He's perfect with 3 balls to play. Morocco as well, it's worth pointing out, did beat England in the World Team Championships group stage a few days ago. This is such a different format, but I can't help but think it has to give you confidence if you're Morocco coming into this game.
Yeah, it's the familiarity with the team you're playing against, that you know you've beaten them. So they won't hold any fear for Morocco. And when you say Morocco, if you look at them and you watch them play early this week, they are a fearless team. They've got great spirit, and this is for 2-0. In it goes.
What a start for the Moroccans. Mike King kept out of the arena, kept cold in his chair, and in the form that he's been in, that is the way to beat him. It is the perfect start for the Moroccans. And England are under the cosh. Enter the safecracker, Shane Thompson. As for Morocco, it's Rafik Harmouche next in for them.
He's been good this week as well. Harmouche, very solid. This man has not had a great week. He's out the World Singles. He lost quite early in the World Masters. And, you know, this is probably England's biggest gun. If you consider a few years ago, he was at #1.
Yeah, absolutely. On his day and in good form, Shane Thompson absolutely, on paper, should be England's sort of lead man here. Such a brilliant player. He potted the winning 8-ball in Ireland for their World Team Championship victory a few years ago. He is a phenomenal player under pressure. And when he's at it, which hasn't been always in the last couple of years, but we've seen signs this year of his return to his best stuff on the English 8-ball table. When he's at it, for me, he's in the conversation for one of the best players on the Ultimate Pool Tour. He's that good.
Yeah, he's very silky at the table, his cue action. He's got a really good touch. And really, Shane Thompson should finish these off and get England on the scoreboard. Just got to chip this yellow into the centre pocket. The cue will bounce off that red in the middle of the table and sit on his other yellow. And I think it's safe to say England will be off the mark in just a few seconds. Perfect angle. Really good break there from Shane Thompson, and he did what Carl Sutton couldn't, and he finishes off from that said break.
Goodness me, didn't England need this? And you mentioned it's not really been Shane's week, but we did talk about what a quality and classy player he is, and that endures. England back in it at 2-1. Rafik Harmouche kept off the table. It's been a very high standard so far this morning. Only one real mistake in it. It came from, well, 2 from Carl Sutton. But now we go to frame 4. It's Adib Kriem for Morocco and Rob Charman for England, a player you know a little bit about.
Well, Rob Sharman comes from my neck of the woods down in Cornwall. Worked so hard to get into that England side, and he is the newest of the new in the England lineup. And I can tell you, Kriem, Morocco played the Reunion Island a few days ago in the team event, and apart from the 2 last frames, there was something like 14-1 up were Morocco, and the one was Kriem on a breaking dish, cut to black in, and moved the ball with his shirt. So, but the funny thing was, and that was in the first session, he was dropped.
Wow.
They took him out.
Ruthless.
Yep, sort your clothes out, you're not playing. Unbelievable. But it was a wonderful finish as well. And the black was really hard because it's on the bottom rail and he had to stretch right across the table and his shirt just brushed the red ball and Yeah, foul, loss of frame, and this is first time I've seen him since.
Good to see he survived the cull.
Yeah. Obviously a very talented player. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗵, great player from down in Cornwall. And like I say, worked very, very hard to get into this England lineup. And you wonder how it can affect people if it can make them or break them when you come into these sort of matches and tournaments. You know, you're now on live stream, but it's made him. But he's got a very good character about him as Rob.
He'll need to. It's a very sort of, we talk about the cutthroat environment of this Moroccan side, dropping a player who didn't make a finish by that with a cloth foul. But it's a similar environment for England, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is cutthroat. You need to step up or step aside in that team because there's so many players ready to take your place.
Well, he's had the cue ball on a piece of string here during this finish as Rob.
He certainly has. The player who will have probably the least experience out of anybody in that England team. Not just playing in a World Championships, but also playing in an arena setup, big stage. But right now, doesn't look like that.
No, the biggest experience for him previously would have been playing on a Challenger. And to be fair, I don't think he even played on that last year. Hello, what's he done with the cue ball?
Oh, now then, that is a long way short. He had a lot of margin there, 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗵. He could have been long by about 2 feet. He could not afford to be short. That is a big moment and a big error.
I mean, he could cut this into that bottom right-hand corner, but well...
Yeah, how do you like that?
Well, I don't think the double goes, yeah, it's gone wide.
It almost went in off that yellow.
Yeah.
But now then, Morocco with 24 minutes and ticking, a chance to go back to 2 frames in front.
𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗵 does have an easy starter over that middle pocket, but the only danger there is because it's quite thin. He's trying to stop the cue ball from going in off in the bottom corner. So 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗵, eyes darting around the table. What do I do? Do I play safe? The thing with playing safe is because that black's on its own and open, you know that 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗵 would hit it, and it's not that far away from a pocket. So
yeah, and this is where that dynamic in team pool of playing the right shot comes in. It is, you're wrestling, aren't you? Because you're not just playing shots for yourself. You're wrestling, is this the right shot? Do I play safe? What if I play safe and they get out? That's the bad call.
𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗀 just sat behind 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗵 there.
Yeah, partner of Carl Sutton and very much an England mascot today until she plays later on for France in the semi-finals in the women's event.
We will see her later today.
We certainly will. France taking on South Africa in their semi-final later. The defending champions, of course.
And they have a wonderful team this year, the French.
Yeah, they really
They've strengthened it.
Yeah, they really do.
With the addition of 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏 Brunet. Came close in the Women's Masters yesterday. She got to the semi-final before Chuckie Preston dispatched her.
Vanquished.
Yes.
One of my favourite moments of yesterday actually was, and Chuckie deserved to win. We need to make that clear. Chuckie played absolutely sensationally yesterday as a whole, but especially in that match. But there was a moment towards the end where, now then, cancel my last. Big moment here. Has he got lucky? I'm not sure he has.
But 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗵 can get to that side rail. And if he hits it about 2 ball widths up, cue ball into the side cushion, comes back and sort of chips the 8 ball, and he can make it in this bottom left-hand corner. He'll certainly hit it. Oh, he can see it straight.
Well,
wow.
There it is.
He bent the cue ball slightly. If you saw him digging down, well. Disaster.
That is such a big moment in this match. And this is where swings can happen in team pool. You can see there digging down a little bit of left. You can see the slight arc on the cue ball. Just turns it a fraction. It's an excellent shot from 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗵 and a terrible moment for England. Now then, big frame coming up as Giuseppe Di Imperio steps out for England. And this is Mehdi Bouchane of Morocco.
Another one of Morocco's top performers. Bouchan. Giuseppe was going great guns all week.
Until
Gary Clark decided
until
have an 8-0 drubbing.
it was incredible. I mean, I don't know if Giuseppe's ever been beaten 8-0 like that in an off-stream game, because he's so notorious for you know, for his stickability, for staying in games and all the rest of it. But I think what that just tells us how well Gary Clark was playing yesterday. Eventually ran out Masters winner, but what a performance.
Yeah, obviously didn't see that because it was on the side table and wasn't in the arena. And we were actually commenting on it as it went, because we look at the scores and we're thinking 2-0, 3-0, 4-0. But you guess he's probably had a lot of dry breaks. And if it happens, there's nothing you can do about it. Reds are open. So Morocco's wonderful start has been stopped in its tracks by England. And it's looking very much like England have seen your 2-0 lead and are about to raise the stakes. The little flick off the 8-ball there, it's okay. He'd have rather just crept past there, but certainly we're going to the mid. There's Barbara Taylor, the England skipper from the women's team. Have a little chat with Steve Mills, the England manager.
Yeah, England women's team not represented later on in the semi-finals. They were beaten by New Zealand in the prelims last week. Giuseppe takes his time.
Yeah, that was an incredible win for New Zealand. New Zealand powered away from England in that women's match, only to be pegged back after throwing away frame after frame after frame. And in the last frame, it was Babs Taylor, and all, I'm trying to think who it was now, but the Kiwi, all she had to do was pot a ball, call it extension, it was match over. No, she decided to play snooker. Babs Taylor played an incredible shot, potted the black out of that snooker, and took it to a 6-red shootout, which England duly lost.
Yeah, one of the moments of the championships, really.
Giuseppe.
Oh, it's a big shot. It's a big shot.
He should have had these mopped up easily, but now this double into the top right-hand corner with this red ball. This is frame ball.
What a shot.
Made it. What a great shot from Giuseppe the Imperio. And this is going to put England in front. Superb response. Down it goes, and England are now 3-2 up against Morocco.
This is an unbelievable shot from Giuseppe Di Imperio. He's built a reputation in this England team as someone with an enormous amount of bottle, and that's the sort of shot that he has made sort of his own, really. As we take a look here, 𝗍𝗄𝗃 of Morocco. He is, I can tell you, I was chatting to him a little bit earlier on, he's already lost his voice. Similar to you, Tony, he's been in a lot of shouting so far this week at the World Championships.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a cough yesterday, and a couple of the tournament directors dotted about also have suffered the same fate. And I got up this morning and, well, with the old sore throat, and we've all had it and we all get it. But what a day to get it for me. The most exciting day to shoot out. So 𝗍𝗄𝗃 at the table. Needs to try and stop this English tide that seems to be washing over them at the moment.
Yeah, Morocco started so well, but that momentum's been halted. England have wrestled their way back into the match.
Oh, loose one there from 𝗪𝘁𝗍𝗍.
It certainly is. And to the table will come the Batman, 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Strong England team, this. You could make a case, you absolutely could, to say it's probably, at least on paper, and I need to stress that, on paper, it may be a weaker England side than people have been expecting to see over the last many years. But when you've got a player with the class and calibre of 𝗏𝗏𝗏 coming out as your sixth man, this is still a very, very strong England team. I think they hold that belief themselves, crucially. They've not had the best run in the World Team Championships so far. There's been defeats. They're sort of in the upper echelons, but they're sort of in the Europa League places, so to speak, in the group table.
𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, of course, plays at his one pace that he goes at. It's just a casual stroll around the table. Years of experience from Amersham.
Over 62 matches, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗨𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 𝗪𝗏𝗡𝗄 upstairs, England A, Northern Ireland, 41 also upstairs, South Africa.
They're playing somebody else who's got the lurgy who hasn't even arrived at the match for England, and that's Lee Kendall.
Yeah, I did hear the report that he's not very well. We of course send our best to him. I know he'll be watching. He is Mr. England, the team captain. It will be certainly hurting him not to be out there today.
That could not have split any better, Freddie Parker.
It's a brilliant shot, isn't it?
Just got to navigate his way past those reds in the middle of the table. In fact, he might be able to just screw back a little bit. No, it's going to go forwards. Obviously has the line to go through the two reds. And he does. The force is he's a bit straighter than he would have liked. Played it beautifully. And here comes 4-2 England. And they are going through Morocco at the moment since that 2-0 lead, like a steamroller.
It's been relentless, hasn't it? Morocco have been buckled.
And Eddie pointing at the camera, giving it the big one. Bless him. Quite interesting. He had a little, they were D'ing up there with his teammates, and also Dylan Leary gave him a high five. He plays for Northern Ireland.
Dylan and Eddie.
We will see him later as well.
Yeah, absolute best mates. No surprise to see Dylan sort of similar to 𝗪𝗁𝗁𝗀𝗏, really, an honorary mascot for the moment for this England side.
So, Aaron Davies steps up for England. So if it doesn't get any worse for Morocco, this man's won a tour event this year.
Yeah, it's what I was saying, you know, well, big moment here. Big moment here. You have to say, this is almost certainly got to go for Morocco.
Yeah, and this would be a big scalp as well to take. Aaron Davies, of course, one of the stalwarts England side, such a solid player.
So up step Hussam El Amrani for Morocco, and he needs to find a way out. it will be on reds. See there, the grip that he got with the draw shot. That nudge has really helped him. He'll play that ball next, I think. This is now a nice little route. The main source of sort of Moroccan consternation is that red ball, just in, ironically, right on the racking line of the balls. Doesn't go to either of its sort of natural pockets. It goes to left middle, but that's very hard to land on. Stand corrected. I think looking at the overhead, it goes bottom left. I think there is room there if you land on it. Thought that pocket was a bit more guarded, but comes on the last on that one.
Just saw one or two of the Aussies filtering in now, having a look at this arena because they will be up next. Oh,
now then, 𝗨𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗏 misses. Aaron Davies will take over. And this is the pressure of Team Pool. We'll say it all day long. You may not see the best standard of 8-ball, if that makes sense, all day long. We say it on our Monday nights, but what you will see is absolutely box office drama.
Yeah.
Every ball is missable today. Everyone.
The thing is, because you can't get in any rhythm or flow, because you're only coming out to play one frame. You heard
shot this is.
You heard the little chime there, and that signals a bit more fun to this match. It is now 15 seconds a shot as we move into the last 10 minutes of this match. England holding all the cards at the moment, 4-2 up and at the table. And it's not just anybody that's at the table, it is Aaron Davies, nickname of Cyborg. Like I said, he's already landed a tour title this year. Not only that, he's always very deep in the big tournaments. Such a consistent performer.
And a player who knows all about a 15-second shot clock. Not historically the quickest player, Aaron, but it's a part of his game that he's really worked on quite well.
He manages it well.
Yeah.
You've got to if you're going to go deep in tournaments, because it's going to arrive at some point.
Yeah, agreed.
Cue ball in the middle bag, is it? Oh!
And that's when you just sort of feel it might be your day. His issue here is he wanted to slide past the middle pocket and be nicer on this yellow. It's a tough shot now.
Wants a nudge. He got the nudge.
It's tough.
If it doesn't nudge, it's going to leave him. It was leaving him a really thin cut.
Yeah.
Still not a gimme, because he's got to negotiate those reds and come around the back of them. So he's going to go down to the bottom of the table and back up.
He's going to nip this well. Good pot. How's the cue ball? That red played big.
Oh, hello.
That red played big.
Well, that's landed perfect if you're Moroccan.
Yeah, absolutely. A twist. 2 frames is not a big lead on a 15-second shot clock. Oh, hello.
Cue ball's in.
Now then.
Morocco have been thrown a life belt.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This match is not over. 7.5 minutes. The lead in about a minute and a half should be just 1. This game is still right in the balance. For all of England's dominance in the middle minutes, this has been still a very close game. That good Moroccan start has stood them in good stead here. It's kept them in it.
He's gone too far there, he screwed back. He meant to just pull back and have that red in that call and draw it. And the speed of the tables caught him out.
It's a big shot now.
It's tough to get good on the next red. Yep, he tried to borrow a bit. Well,
what a moment. That's such a miss for Morocco. It's a huge moment for 𝗨𝗪𝗀𝗃𝗏.
I think when we look back at the post-mortem of this, that's the moment where you feel England are going to stroll over this line.
And you can see the devastation in his face. That is not exactly a happy-looking Moroccan camp, is it? Some sullen faces. But they send out the pinch hitter, the small tiger, Oussama Maskini. When Morocco have needed a frame, he has generally provided it, and he's going to have to do the same in this one. 𝗪𝗫𝗀𝗃𝗃, interestingly, out for England. And is that like sending the big centre forward on to hold the ball in the corner in stoppage time? Because that could be the thinking here.
I
Are
totally
they sending
agree.
𝗪𝗫𝗃 out because he's got a reputation as a bit of a fudger and a tyre-upper?
Yeah.
6 minutes left. Are they thinking, make this a 4-minute frame for us, 𝗪𝗫𝗃, if you can?
Well, the small tiger wants to burst his ball zone pot and get rid of him. Dispatch them all.
Cue ball was nearly in, but it is safe. Has he got a split?
I'm sure
Tell you what,
Morocco.
it's not bad.
I'm sure Morocco would like to just leave 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗃 out there for the rest of this match, playing all the frames, because he is a wonderful talent.
Tell you what, Reds are good here. Reds are okay. Yellows aren't bad either, but I think it has to be Reds with the first shot. And he can land on a tricky one up the table if he wants to, or does he punch it out to the middle? He punches out to the middle, but he's missed the ball. Ooh. All his attention was on that cannon. Took his eye off the pot, and England now have a chance to maybe take the game away from Morocco. And that missed by a long way, Tony.
It did. That is pressure, pure and simple.
5 minutes 44. 𝗪𝗫𝗃𝗃, we mentioned, has a reputation.
And that's not what his reputation is for.
That's the opposite of what his reputation is for.
He's just made the Reds even easier.
That's incredible. It's so unlike 𝗪𝗫𝗃. If he's going to play that shot, you need to make it. And 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗃𝗃, well, talked about being thrown a lifeline in the last frame when Aaron Davies snooked himself on the 8. This is the last opportunity, really, for Morocco to stay in this.
Yep, nicely done there by 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗃.
We have the captain for Team Australia for the red shootout, please, that table.
And at the second time of asking, 𝗪𝗁𝗃𝗃 is going to deliver for Morocco, and that'll be 2 out of 2 for him. But we can't come back again.
Yeah, this will be his last frame. But he's done his job. Bad first shot, got away with it. 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗃𝗃 goes 2 for 2 for Morocco, 2 and out. They've won 3 frames. The small tiger has won 2 of them. And it's going to be 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗃𝗃 back out from Morocco. And you can see the difference it makes. The sort of the vibes aren't there. Even though for himself, he played brilliantly in his first frame, broke Dish Mike King, played a flawless frame, but he comes out here and he looks like he's bang under it. Carl Sutton, not looking like a man who's bang under it. Smiling, enjoying the stage. 5-3, big break. If England win this frame, it should be it. But if Morocco win it, well, it is all to play for. Needs a ball, gets a ball. Oh, it's a decent chance, you know. And I tell you what, are Reds all right, and has he landed on the one red that he'd want to be on? Or will it be yellows?
I think you've got to take Reds. That yellow that's near the knuckle of that middle bag is a horrible ball. Don't want anything to do with that. And he has landed in that gap where you can just pop that red in, screw the cue ball back. There you see.
What a gap to find off a break that is. It's a little bit of run for England.
Table 15 matches juries. 𝗪𝗏𝗪𝗃𝗃. Here is 𝗪𝗫𝗃𝗃, Max Sutherland, table 16.
Nice shot there from Sutton. Of course, Morocco had that 2-0 lead. That seems so long ago now. And Sutton looks to hammer another nail in Morocco's coffin here. 2 reds and a black ball away from making it 6-3. He's in perfect position as well. Very nice from Carl Sutton. This for 6-3, and what you would feel like the end is in sight for Morocco's dream of lifting this world shootout.
Massive frame from Carl Sutton.
You're now relying on golden breaks and golden ducks for Morocco. 2 minutes exactly left on the match clock. England have a 3-frame cushion. Well, this man didn't get a shot last time. Came out to face Shane Thompson. Sat down. Shane broke and dished, and off he went again. This time he's got Mike King. But this time, Morocco have the break.
Wales, please, ASAP, or we'll just select an order for you. Australian captain, please, 𝗏𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏. As quick as you can.
A black ball. Oh, I thought the 8 was going to go. That would have been just what Morocco needed for some sort of miracle comeback. He has made a ball, but he's going to have to run around the table to get these.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all but done, really. Oh, that 8 ball was really close.
Yeah, I think it might have just struck the jaw, you know, but I think it might have made Mike King's heart have a little flutter there when he saw it.
So England, who historically have had a very poor record in the World Team Shootout, and it is a small sample size, only 3 tournaments in its relatively young history, for a team that's, I think, been in the World Team Final every one of those years, to then fail in the shootout so dramatically was a sort of point of interest. But as for their team this year, well, they look in good shape. They will win this match, barring anything truly stupid. Been a really good finish, this, you've got to say, from the Moroccans. Oh,
wow.
Bang.
Wow.
What a double. That was hit with feeling. Well, Mike King has played 2 frames in this match and he hasn't even bothered to get out of his chair. He's not trying hard enough for England. That was a hell of a finish from Morocco. Might be the best break and run of the match so far, but it should be too little too late. Shane Thompson sent out alongside Mehdi Bouchan of Morocco. And all Shane needs to do here really is avoid a golden duck. That's the only thing that Morocco can cling to. Shane golden ducks, then.
And then they need a gold. Then they need a golden break after it,
or a rapid clearance. There would just about be enough time for that, but they need the golden duck here. That's the issue. Cue ball's close. 8 ball isn't. That's fine. That's fine. That should see England home. Job sort of done really for Shane Thompson. Took pace off the break there.
That's the happiest I've seen him all week.
Bouchan tries to throw his arm at something to make it work, but that will really do it. Shane Thompson is going to sit very comfortably in his chair. He's not even going to play another shot. Calls his extension and will sit very comfortably, put his feet up, and England will be in to the semi-finals.
What a sight to savour.
A shake of hands maybe, or is he going to have to play 1 shot? Can't deliberately foul, and I think there's maybe a second between the two, so he's just going to play a single shot. And there we go, match over. Shane Thompson sees it out for England. Morocco, after a brilliant start, couldn't quite conquer the reigning World Team Champions, who make a shootout semi-final for the first time in 3 years. They get the job done. And when we come back, the defending champions are in action as Wales take on Australia. Morocco eliminated. England march to the semis. Here we go then, welcome back into the arena. Wales and Australia almost ready to take to the table here at the World Team Shootout in Ennis, County Clare. Stephen Jameson, former world finalist, Tony Holgate with you. You take a look at some of that Wales team. Richard Gifford on the right, the captain Andy Williams on the left. Some very, very good Welsh players in this side.
Brad Ferguson there as well to the right of Dubs. He's a new player on the team. He's looked really good, by the way.
And the Aussies are also here, and it's the vice-captain first up for them. An interesting watch here to see how the Aussies go. Sort of, they come over sort of a little bit unknown because we don't really see a huge amount of them, but you've seen a little bit of them over the course of the last week, Tony. What can you sort of report, if you like?
Usual Aussie team spirit, which is loud, noisy, a great togetherness. They did have the very first golden break in the round before. It's actually the opening frame. 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗵 potted the 8. So, and then they took him out of the team. So he played one shot, won one frame, and didn't see him again. So, but they have the. They feel that they've got one of the most talented sides that they've had in recent years.
And you should mention as well, because it's always a point to make, is it's an incredible mission for this Australia team, and there they are, plenty of them. It's a long old way to travel. It's a full day's worth of travel for them to, maybe more actually, to get from Australia to Ennis.
33 hours, they informed me.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it?
From front door to hotel door.
The Wales team, I think, just awaiting the arrival of a couple of their member match schedule here in Ennis. I know there's been world singles matches happening first thing this morning. 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏𝗏 rallying his troops as we welcome into the arena the ultimate pool #1. Welsh international Tom Cousins is going to, well, I'm going to say lose the lag. I was going to say win the lag, then I was going to say lose the lag, then was it tied? No, it has been won by Australia by a hair, and it is they who will kick things off.
It is 𝗘𝗃𝗃𝗵, the man that potted the golden 8 ball in their opening match. Top cat, Tom Cousins. Well, Tom sits down. I think he thought he won the leg, but he didn't. Can we have a repeat? People moving, but all. No, not again. Lightning won't strike twice.
So the Aussies at the table, and as we always say, the best way to beat Tom Cousins is by sitting him in his chair, and they've got the opportunity to keep him there as best they can. Reds the ball. Reds are a good ball here as well. Wales, the defending champions. Remember, they beat Malta in the final last year.
Yeah, it's been a few times when the Aussies, how their qualifying system works, where they play a lot of state matches and take their rankings from that. and they generally don't come with their strongest side because some of them just simply can't afford to come this far away. It's not free, it does cost them to travel. But this year, I think they're all here, which is why they feel they've got a great chance of, well, winning this shootout and also the World Championships as well. But he's got some work to do here. It's 𝗨𝗪𝗏. Just looking to see if he can leave himself a nice angle now. He's got to pot this in the middle, play the red down the line into the bottom right, but then drag the cue ball all the way back up there for that red at the top of the table. So this is not easy at all. Black ball though, if he gets to that, nearly hanging over the pocket. This is the key shot to this frame for Barrett. Oh, and he's pulled the cue ball into the centre pocket. Didn't dig deep enough, and that is just what you do not want to do against Tom Cousins. We'll have another look. Just didn't dig deep enough. Cousins, ball in hand immediately. Going to take on his one problem ball. No real pressure on it because just look where 𝗨𝗪𝗏's red is. If he was to miss this, which he is going to miss it, that was a bad shot. Never ever looked in. I don't know how many times I've ever said that in my commentary years of saying that was a bad shot when Tom Cousins at the table. But that is one of the rare occasions as he dipped his head underneath his cue. He knew as soon as he hit it. So 𝗨𝗪𝗏 has to pot this red. Can he get it into the middle? Well, that was not the correct shot there for Barrett. He was trying to play a loss of turn there. Even if he potted Tom's yellow, the red was never ever going to stay over that pocket. Tom Cousins now. Pretty routine finish, you feel. Perfect position again for 𝗏𝗃. And this will put the defending champions into the lead early on as Tom Cousins dispatches that 8 ball, and it is Wales now who lead 1-0.
Early going it might be. For 𝗨𝗪𝗏 in Australia, that in-off could be massive because that had the potential to be such a mood setter for the Aussies. Beat Tom Cousins first frame, chance to break and run, and all of a sudden they quite literally let the cat out of the bag.
Well, interesting lineup here. There he is. It's Chaos, Cole Bedford for Wales, and he's taking on Andy Barnett of Australia. Andy Barnett used to play for the England juniors when I was playing. Moved to Australia many, many years ago. Oh, he's got the 8 ball. The golden break from Bedford. Oh, my word.
And the celebration is in for Cole Bedford. There's one happy chappy. Australia straight in the mix to try and get a frame back on the board. Great cut break from Cole. Makes it top left. I don't quite know how.
Well, it followed the red and the yellow in there. That's incredible. So that was a bit of a kick in the teeth for Australia.
Attention call.
Brad Ferguson there for Wales. Been very impressed with him.
He's been flying.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
Yeah, been absolutely flying for Wales this week. It really is incredible when you consider all the world-class players that are here, all the world-class players that are on that Wales team. But if you look at the individual leading players in the World Team Championships, top of the ranks is not Tom Cousins of Wales, it's not Shane Thompson, it's not Stevie Dempsey or any of the litany of world-class players that are here this fortnight. It's Brad Ferguson of Wales. Played 27, won 20, 74% click. Now I should say Tom Cousins is second with 19 out of 27. But it really goes to show there are proper specialists in this event who love playing for their country. Take a look at 𝗨𝗻𝗄𝗃𝗃 of South Africa, 18 from 24. Rafik Harmouche from Morocco, we saw him in the last game, 18 from 24. Ben Foster from Australia, 18 of 27. Rob Bowen with the same record. There's some seriously high percentages.
And where's the cue ball going? Well, it's gone enough that it will be Luke Foster coming to the table. This is Ben's brother. So,
A family affair.
indeed.
Australia came into this round courtesy of a great win in the last 16. They beat Mauritius 8-3. And Luke needs to find a way to get his team on track here. 2-0 down with 30 minutes left isn't something to be overly concerned with, especially as one of them was a golden break, so you don't lose too much time for that. Time is money in the shootout. Wants that to slow up. Ooh, a little bit long. Little bit long. Probably needs to take the red to the middle next. Landing on that next red is tricky. Wants to be much straight. If he was straight in bottom left here, he's all but out, really.
Yeah, top and left-hand side, you need to put on this red into the centre and push it through. But the problem is it might come wide, but he's refusing that shot and going the other way. Well, the red's in. Oh, it slides past the yellow. And that's a very good shot. Perfect position. He can roll this red in. And I'm pretty sure that 8 ball will pass that yellow into the middle pocket. Well, he might have to take it up in the top. It's going to be hampered with his cueing. Just looking at that angle, you've got to be a little bit careful with the cue ball here. It might be sailing towards that middle bag.
Fabulous.
Fabulous shot.
Found away, and the Aussies are on the boards, and they needed that. Luke Foster with a big finish from the big man. And he's going to tag in, as Tony says, his brother, Ben Foster, in for the Aussies. Zach Shepherd tags in for Wales. Oh, golden break. You're joking, aren't you? Wow.
Oh, my word.
Zach Shepherd almost didn't know what to do.
That's 2.
A second golden break has hit the World Team Shootout.
But in a row for Wales. That's 2 in a row.
How do you like that?
Unbelievable.
Just remarkable. And the Aussies are right up against it here. 3-1 down. They've only played 2 actual frames. How do you like it? Penny for your thoughts, Luke Foster.
That's unreal.
Or Ben Foster, I should say. Well, the Aussies back out. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 is in for them. They're going to get a ball. They're going to get a chance. It's not an easy one.
I don't mind it. Yellows, you've got that problem one that's covered by the red, but next to it is the saviour for the yellows, where you can just get an angle on that, run that in and kick that red out of the way, and it will open up the frame here for Australia. Yeah, the only legitimate win, if you want to call it that, for Wales is Tom Cousins, and he should have actually lost his opening frame as well. So Australia probably feeling a little bit aggrieved, let's say. But this is a shot I was talking about to move out that awkward yellow, and he's played it very well. Now, can Nathan pot this yellow into the, well, might try and get, if he's on the one down into the bottom corner, I'd take that now, because to try and weave the cue ball through those three reds down at the bottom, it might just squeeze past the one that's closest to the cushion. But if you catch that half ball, you're going to definitely snook yourself. So I think play this now while you're on it, as he calls his extension. You get one of those each frame per team. And he has tried to squeeze through the gap, and he gets there, courtesy of a lot of spin on the cue ball.
Well, he's got a shot to play on this yellow. Black needs landing on, but 2 shots away here, 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, from a really good out. He's just a little straight on this for me. He's got to cue it really, really well. Or is he lining up the 8 ball to the top of the table? Is that what he's just looked at?
Well, he's putting topspin on the cue ball.
Yeah, he's settling.
Ooh.
How do you like these?
No, I don't.
Quite. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 needs to find a big 8 ball, and if he does, the Australian bench will erupt.
No.
Long way off.
Andy Williams, the Welsh skipper, gets to the table. Dubs is his nickname.
And I'm really interested to see how Andy goes, because he'd be the first to admit this year has been, I'd say, a difficult year for him. Really struggled with his confidence and his form. Such a quality player. But this year hasn't been the year for Andy Williams, but put on the Wales jersey, and I wonder. He's going at a really good click in the team so far. On 16 out of 27 frames, that's 60%. So up there in 22nd out of hundreds of players, which is a good sign for him that he's stepping up to that sort of a level.
Yeah, I think when you go out and play for your country and you're winning more than you lose, it does keep you quite happy. It's when it sort of slips below that halfway line is when you start to doubt yourself. And he has had a bit of self-doubt. I spoke to him at one of the pro events recently, and yeah, he has had a confidence issue. Like you say, he's such a talented player as well. This is a big shot.
Oh, that'll make him feel good.
Oh, where's the cue ball going? It's going to stick to the red.
Well, if he's touching, he's okay.
It is as well.
Yeah,
you saw the referee.
Do you know what? And the thing is, Tony, is that actually will give him a little bit of a boost as well, because he's played a great shot there. He's been a bit unlucky with the cue ball because he had to rip it a little bit. But the fact that it's ended up touching, that's a nudge there, because that makes this safety shot a lot easier. And he's left a very, very tricky shot for 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. Having said that, this is echoes for me, Tony, the shot that 𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗃 played last week for England against New Zealand.
Barbara's is a bit further away from the pocket with the 8 ball, but certainly you'd expect.
I think it may have to be
McMahon hit it.
2 cushions rather. I don't know if he can go 1. I think he's too close to the red here.
No, I don't think he can go off the bottom rail with a little bit of left-hand side.
can.
That's close. That is close.
It's going to be 2. He's made it. Oh, it hangs.
No.
Wow. It was almost a replay of the 𝗪𝗏𝗘 shot. It was exactly the same. 2 cushions, clip in. Andy Williams gets away with one. But for me, Andy's got to take the positives from that. He played the right shot. He played a decent shot. Nathan McMahon almost pulled out a brilliant 8-ball. But Andy Williams should get over the line from here.
Ooh,
I didn't like that.
That was a man saying, don't be gentle with this. Make sure you have a firm strike. And that was a firm strike. This is now tricky.
Yeah, wasn't it just?
Oh, give that man a round of applause.
And he gave it a bit to his teammates as well. He felt himself after that shot, Andy Williams, and so he should. Put himself under it and answered the call.
Well, if you're not confident, you do not knock that ball in. Simple as that. That is a man playing at his best.
Captain's knock from Andy Williams puts Wales 4-1 up. Remember, they've had 2 golden breaks. And in comes Rob Bowen, one of those excellent players from this Aussie team who are right up in the individual rankings. He's 6th out of over 100 players. He's won 18 of his 27 frames played this week in the teams, which is to click a 66.67%, which for maths fans out there is he's won 2 of every 3 frames he's played. Pretty good.
Yeah, he's a real good talent, is Rob Bowman.
Oh, and he's not going to, he is going to get a go. I thought he was going to get a go cue ball in hands, because that really should have gone in off for Wales there. It's Richard Gifford breaking off there. Rob Bowen with a little bit of a smile, because look at the split Rich has left. This is awful.
This is probably the man, well, the one man in this entire hotel at this tournament that doesn't require the rest ever. He's a very tall gentleman. I likened him a bit to Sean Ash, one of our professionals. I don't think he's quite as tall as Sean, but a fabulous player.
Yeah, takes a lot to make our referee 𝗨𝗽𝗋𝗆 look short.
Yeah.
Yellow's are tricky here, but he's played a good first shot. He'd love to have been off straight the wrong way on this. Can he rip this and get a bit of action?
Try to be. The thing is, when you're that close to the balls, you can't get the power or generate the power to move the balls apart. So this is not ideal for the Aussie. And things are certainly going in Wales' direction.
The one thing you would say, though, for Australia, to keep them sort of positive, is it might be 4-1, but there's still 20 minutes left. Those 2 golden breaks have almost put time into the match. And for 4-1, you'd expect it maybe to be closer to 10 minutes here in the 15-second shot clock noise. Australia here have got time to play with. They don't need to panic. You know, if this was in the match we've just seen, England-Morocco, Rob Bowen might have to be forced to play something really dramatic to keep time on the clock for Australia to have a chance to win, but he has time here. And with that being said, we have a tactical exchange, and we've got on commentary here one of the finest players to have ever played for the Irish national team, former captain, world finalist.
I'm looking over my shoulder at the moment, saying, who have you got coming in?
Let's talk us through this tactical exchange.
The game I love, the part of the game I love, yes, tactical ball.
There's a reason you were nicknamed the Basher, Tony, because you didn't have much patience for this sort of thing.
Not for me, this, no. But no, you've got to play, obviously, you can't just play kamikaze pool and throw the frame to your opponents. And as much as I disliked the tactical side, I did play it from time to time because you are forced to.
Yeah.
I mean, I make a joke about it saying, yo, let's just smash them all around the table. But no, you've got to have this.
That's a clever shot. It's a really clever shot from Rob. He's blocked the 8-ball for Reds.
It's playing the tactical game, but moving the game forward, the frame forward, if you like. It's when it gets And sometimes we had it where you get a couple of players which, rather than trying to win the frame themselves, they're trying to stop their opponent from winning it. And there's a big difference. Yeah. That's what I didn't like.
Well, this is what I think is the brilliant thing about this rule set. It's described as an attacking rule set, but I think that plays out more actually in the tactical frames, strangely. You know, it's sort of expected that everyone has to, you know, go and break clear and all the rest of it. We're at that level, but in the tactical frames, the one thing you see, it's almost like that cliche in American football, 1 yard at a time. You always have to be moving forward. You've got to keep moving the chains in a tactical battle. It's not enough to just contain if you want to win that frame. You've got to find ways to move your chess pieces around the board.
Well, that's it.
I mean, 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, by the way, is going here. He's decided that he's not going to win the tactical exchange because the odds are stacked against him, and he's decided, well, I've got a chance to go on reds, and I'm going to chance my arm.
The thing with this wonderful game of pool that we all love and watch is that when you are playing these tactical shots, and how many times have we seen it already all through the week? You play what you think is a good safety, your opponent comes out, a couple of rails, pots out the snooker, and then wins the frame, and you think, why didn't I just have a go? And that was always the thing with me, the amount of times when I did play safe and my opponents would sort of do that to me, and I think, right, that's it, never again. I'm not playing safe anymore. I'm going down all guns blazing. But this is very tricky. 8-ball, obviously a problem. That red ball just central in the table. Another one. Well, he's opened up the 8-ball, and he also has an angle to get onto this other red that's now guarded by 4 yellows.
Oh, this is the risk. He's got a shot. He has a shot, but what on earth are you doing about that final red?
Yeah.
What on earth are you doing about that final red?
If he's straight on this red, he's in trouble. He needs at least some sort of angle where he can push through, come down.
He looks gun barrel straight.
Yeah, if he could push through and come down past the 8-ball into that little cluster. Is he screwing back? Or?
Yeah, that's such a hard shot. Added to the tariff massively. He would, I think, have been on that red with that cue ball to right middle, which would have been an all-star shot. But that really did raise the tariff of that shot significantly for 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. Now then, Australia. This is where Rob Bowen has to go and win this frame. Okay. I'm not 100% sure he wanted to pot that. Yeah, he's been a little unlucky almost in a way. He's played it so well. Now he's in a little bit of bother.
I don't know if he played it that well, because let's just say that ball didn't go in. I'm sure he's left him on the red. It could have been a disaster.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right.
And has it? Oh, he can't get through there, can he? Be if he can. He's just he doesn't look very happy.
I think he's on this. I think at best case scenario for Australia, he's got the red off the red. And that is not exactly best case scenario. I think 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 can get to the left side of, oh, he might be on this, you know. It's tight.
You could dink it around with a little swervy shot.
Get much time in a shootout.
Oh, he's hit the yellow first. Ball in hand.
Time's got the better of him, and he's knocked the 8-ball right towards the pocket. It's disaster for 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏 and Wales. Absolute disaster. And Rob Bowen is going to get away with a bad shot, and he's going to surely now take this frame out for Australia. He won't be missing from here. Or will he?
That's it, Rob. Come on.
Said earlier on today, no shot
is
is
a bit
safe.
edgy. But, you know, when you 4-1 down as well on top. That's perfect. Nothing to do with the cue. We'll just roll this into the middle. You're guaranteed to be on the other yellow into the opposite middle, and the 8 ball is sat plumb over the corner pocket. So for the Aussies to make it 4-2, still very much in this match, because like you said, JMO, plenty of time left.
Long way to go. 2 frames can very, very quickly evaporate in shootout pool, and Rob Bowen does what he's done a lot this week, and that is win frames of pool. And the big man gets a big result for Australia and tags in his mate. Here comes Jack Phillips. This is the last of the set of 7 here for Australia, and for Wales, of course, as Mike Clifford joins us in the arena wearing the red of Wales. So sorry Tony, how this works in terms of squad is your squad is of 7. You can have more players, but you have a set of 7 players, as the Aussies going off pretty tough for Jack. You have a set of 7 players and you pick your order in the first set of 7. And then from there, in the second set of 7 frames, you can freestyle, you can choose the order, you can tweak the order, you can send in certain players for certain matchups. So this is the last of the 7. Wales could win that first set 5-2.
Yeah, I think if you're Wales, you don't change anything really. No need. When you look at it in the cold light of day, what separates these two sides is those 2 golden breaks. Both went in the favour of Wales, of course. And also in the team event, you've also got other squad members you could bring in if somebody was having a bad time out there. You do have that option. Dug a little deep there, but he's okay. And he's looking very much like 5-2 to Wales. And the defending champions starting to stretch their legs. This simple 8 ball for a 3-frame cushion for the Welsh. In it goes. And the Aussies are duly punished for that in off the break. High fives all round for Wales. Well, Andy Barnett's coming back for Australia as we start this second session. You also heard that little chime, which means it's going to be 15 seconds at shot as we go into the last 10 minutes of this match. And who will Wales send in to face Andy Barnett? Of course they have. Of course they have. Have a bit of Top Cat. Tom Cousins to break off. Oof. What? Oh, it's running off it. Wow. I was about to say, that was a huge break. 3 yellows and a red. He's put 4 balls and a cue ball. 5 balls.
Extension call.
We didn't see anything of Andy earlier. I believe he was the man that 𝗘𝗃𝗵𝗵 slapped his golden break in against. So he came out, sat in his chair and walked back out again.
Yeah, he's a top player, is Andy Barnett. I saw him last year at the Worlds for Australia, where he had put a great run together in the World Singles. Ran to the quarter-final.
He did. Very, very steady player indeed, Andy. And an all-round nice guy as well. And that's a nice shot. So considering he's had no table time today, and he's playing against Tom Cousins. I know it's a pretty simple finish, but it would be easier to get the jitters out there as Tom frowns and looks at the, well, it's more of a scowl at the table because he went in off. So this 8-ball to give Australia some hope. It is in.
Brilliant.
No mistake from Andy Barnett. Quickly over to high-five his teammates. They're still there fighting. And this is Luke Foster now coming out for Australia. And there is Brad Ferguson. I know who I'd back in an arm wrestling match between these two.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Eight and a half minutes left. If we discount the golden breaks, which we won't because this is a shootout and they count just as much, but if we discount the golden breaks and just sort of go frame for frame, it's dead even. And I tell you what, look at this for a break. He's watching 4 red balls.
2 frames, yo. There's 3 yellows went in. Top Cat, he got 3 reds and a yellow and the cue ball, and now we've gone to 4 of one colour. Foster taking yellows, so we could possibly see a 12-ball break and finish. I think the most I've seen since I've been, I think somebody's had a 13, it might be Melling or somebody like that. There has been a 13-ball break and finish, where 5 of one colour went in, and the other 2 were hidden. But see what you wanted the reds over the pockets, really, J-Mo, because when you got a pop 3, you save time on the clock as well. This is almost an inconvenience to have to pot this many balls for Luke Foster. But incredibly, gets these 5-4. I like the way we've not let the heads go down. You know, you've had 2 golden breaks against you, and you're still fighting, and you're clawing this match back. Oh, bad contact with a second yellow. He tried to push that towards the corner bag, and he stuck it towards the cushion. Has to play the double into the corner now. No other shot, because it's the only way he can get the cue ball down the table for the 8-ball. Will he get a go?
This is tough. This is so tough.
Massive shot, this. That is good.
Oh, how good is
Where's
that?
the cue ball going? It's gone. Oh, heartbreak for Australia.
Incredible. Brad Ferguson to the table. The seal, the 6th frame on the board for Wales. It's a dagger for Australia and Luke Foster.
Yeah, unbelievable. That was a massive, massive moment in this match. Brad Ferguson, he's doing a bit of clock management here. Just saw him glance up at it. He's trying to use as much time possible. Wants to win this frame, but also make the likelihood of an Australian comeback seem very distant indeed. Careful with the cue ball here. It's quite easy to just get a bit of adrenaline through this and go too far at the table. Played it beautifully. It's one of those little soft, like a soft screw shot. But it's easy to get, you know, when you're excited now and get your arm through it, you could put the cue ball halfway at the table.
And Brad Ferguson doing what he's found a way to do all week long. Win frames for Wales. The #1 player in the tournament at winning frames has been Brad Ferguson. And Australia now are right up against it. Rob Bowen back out. Cole Bedford in for Wales, who are just 2 from home. And Australia 3 frames behind with the clock ticking down.
Frame 10. Wales to break. Leading 6 frames to 3.
Gets to break again as well, Cole. Last time it was the 8 ball off the break. He has it moving again. But he did make a ball, so we'll settle for that. I think you'll see him use his extension soon. Kills another few seconds off that clock. Saving it. It's looking more and more likely Wales are going to join England in the semi-finals.
Extension call. Come on, mate. Come on, Paul. Go, Paul. Come on, mate. Get it right.
Only thing that can stop Wales from going through at this point is falling at this hurdle and some madness happening. 𝗏𝗏𝘃𝗀𝘃 gets out here. They should be home.
Nice angle, he could just get onto the 8 ball here.
He's taken a lovely visit out here, Cole. He's been clear and really obvious with his plan right from the get-go. Might he have a fraction too much angle here? Is he going to have to bump into it, or is he okay?
Might be just a soft stunt.
Plays the red. Ooh, didn't quite get it right. He's got a shot, though. This is mighty tight, but he's got a shot. Does he go to the bottom pocket?
I like
block off the bottom left?
I like it in the middle because I think he's dead straight and you can see the path of the ball, but I think he's going to come downstairs.
Yeah, it's not going to go, but I don't mind it. Because how would you win this frame? Or if it hung in the pocket a bit more, it might have helped him. But
it's too much to do here, I think, now for Australia and Rob Bowman. Obviously, he's not going to give up the ghost.
What does this red squeeze in off the cushion? Off the cushion, the 8 ball.
It's his only hope. He's having a look. Urgency is the word.
It's not going to fall. And 𝗏𝗏𝘃𝗀𝘃 has a combination shot basically to ice the match. This 8 ball goes. Wales are on the hill. 4 frames in front with less than 2 to play.
Putting top spin on the cue ball, trying to send it behind it. And then he tried to get the 8 to stay with the bag and then get the cue ball to knock it in and bumps away.
It's quite a clever idea, actually, but it's obviously not worked. And it's not all over yet. Not all over. Australia are going to need, you know, a minor miracle here. But this frame goes. They'll have about a minute. They need to find 2 frames. They're probably going to need a golden break. The golden break and a quick clearance is on. This needs to fall, though. That's a brilliant shot. How well has Rob Bowman played that? Not all over. Speed pull for the big man. And we will have more than a minute. Best part of 70 seconds. 71 seconds left. The Aussies back within 2. They will probably need a golden break.
Probably. I think they need a golden break and a golden duck.
Depends how quick they're feeling.
Or you need another break like we saw last time, but then, you know, when there's 4 one colour potted, but then take that colour.
Yeah. Well, this is the one, isn't it? Ben Foster's got the break here. So for me, the realistic chance, golden break here, rapid clearance off a Wales dry break in the next. This really has to be something big for Ben Foster. Either got to be golden or super quick.
Well, he got the 8 moving, but
it doesn't look like a frame that can go quick. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. I think it has to be reds. But, I mean, tough split. You're relying on a lot of luck. And he didn't get any.
It's gone.
Yeah, he knows.
That's gone, and so is the match for Australia.
Yeah, not much that Ben Foster could do with that. Hit a great break, hit it as hard as he possibly could. Got balls flying everywhere. The 4 at the top of the table just created a real mess, and Andy Williams just had to see this out, really. Final 30 seconds.
Yeah, when they won their last 16 match, it was Andy Williams at the table seeing down the clock, and it's the same again.
I think there's some Olays here from the Wales team.
They were doing it last time as well.
That one not going to go. Final 10 seconds, and Australia are going to go out of the World Team Shootout. Andy Williams sees it out. Wales are into the semi-finals once again. The defending champions are in the hunt once more. They will take on England for a spot in the final to try and defend their trophy. Still so much to come this afternoon as we tick over very shortly into the afternoon. Malta versus Ireland is next up, followed by France, Northern Ireland to round out the quarter-final. Still loads to come on the World Team Shootout.